What's going on, folks out there? I'm Amos Morrell III, and I'm joined via Skype by NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune reporter, Jim Derry. Jim, how are you doing today?
Hot, hot, hot.
Oh, well, that's what happens when you go out there and practice, you know?
I'm telling you, I'm glad I'm just about done with all that.
No, it's just starting. But it's going to get a little cooler, hopefully, so.
All right, let's get going.
All right, well, let's talk about these North Shore teams. Who are some of the programs you're expecting to make a splash this year?
It's going to be an interesting season on the North Shore. The entire District 6-5A, really, from 1 through 6, I think is fairly loaded. And even I have North Shore at 7. You know, they could sneak in the playoffs. At the top right now, I think St. Paul's is the head of the class. They've got a fantastic offense returning. Quarterback Kenny Sears, who was one of the metro area's leading passers last season, should be that again this year as a senior. Dominic Davenport is dynamic. He's going to play wide receiver and a little bit of tailback. He'll be all over the place working for them. St. Paul is going to be a very interesting team to watch. They go into Division I. They're the only team in 6-5A that would go to the Division I playoffs, and they definitely can make some noise, especially if they can open up at home this season. So I like St. Paul's there. Covington and Mandeville, the top three. Last year, Ponchatoula won the district, but really, other than that, the past 10 seasons, it's been St. Paul's, Mandeville, and Covington, and I think it's going to go back to that this year. Covington right now I have is 2. They have both sides, both front lines are very good. And their running back, their tailback Devin Brumfield, who played extensively as a freshman, had over 1,000 rushing yards. Love Covington, love their offense. I think they could be, after their win last year in the first round, they beat Karen Crow as a 25 seed. They went to Karen Crow and won. So Devin Brumfield, fantastic, could be one of the top running backs in the metro area, and I really like Covington. Then Mandeville is interesting because, you know, every year people are down on Mandeville. And when I say down, I don't think anyone ever expects them not to be a playoff team or anything like that. I mean, you know, expects them. They look like they could be a 6-4, 5-5 team, and then they just shine, and that's what they do. Their defense should be good again, not quite as good as they were last year, but they've got Parker Ogeron at wide receiver, and you know, Parker Ogeron is going to be one of the top dynamic talents. His dad, Ed Ogeron, at coaching now at LSU, and Parker's twin brother, Cody, is a state champion tennis player, is coming over, and he's going to compete for the starting quarterback position along with returner Joe Bulova. So it should be interesting. The top 3 in St. Paul's, Covington, and Mandeville. It's going to be interesting to watch there.
All right. Now, you mentioned St. Paul's in terms of the Dome, but of those other group that you mentioned, who are some of the guys that you think could make a deep run and make it to the Dome in December?
You know, we have I also like Franklin. Before I get to Franklin, I do want to say I'm very intrigued before, you know, there is one intriguing team, and that's Fontainebleau in District 6-5A. Fontainebleau hasn't done too much the past few years. They've got a new coach this year, and Chris Blocker, who was the defensive coordinator last season, he's taken over as head coach. His son, Mason Blocker, is the starting quarterback. He's a returning quarterback. He played about half the time last year, threw for nearly 1,000 yards. Very interesting team, and a team right now I have at 6, but could creep up and surprise a lot of people. I like this Fontainebleau team, and it would not surprise me at all if they end up making a run as well. You got Slidell and Ponchatoula. Slidell is a very young team, and Ponchatoula, as we know, last year had Christian Campbell and you know, some D1 talent there. Reggie Walker as well. Ponchatoula is a team that's going to be very interesting. Coach Hank Tierney there says he's building a program, not necessarily just building, you know, you could look at last year's team, but he's trying to build a program there. This season will go a long way to proving whether the Green Wave can do that, and I think that they'll be an interesting team to watch as well in 6-5A. I wanted to mention those teams, but also in the North Shore, Amos, we've got Franklinton, and we know that Coach Shane Smith always finds a way to make things happen. They have a ton of returners, a very nice offense. They've got a new quarterback in Taj McGee, but they are an interesting team to watch. They have, even though they lost some on their front line, I still like both of their lines. I think they should win District 8-4A easily and could very well make a run to the Dome as they did when they won the state championship back in 2010.
Well, all right. Well, Jim, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us and break down these North Shore teams.
Glad to be here. And look, excuse if you see some glitter. It's my daughter's 4th birthday, and we had a little party. For some reason, I can't get that glitter off of me. So if anybody wonders why I'm shining a little bit, it's, little Ella's Derry's 4th birthday today. So.
All right.
Shout out.
All right. Well, folks, that's about all the time we're going to take from you today. And for Jim Derry, I'm Amos Morale III, and thanks for watching.